What is going on, guys? Fighting Game Select is back, and we are here to talk about some 2XKO. I know a lot of people don't like the name, but I had to slowly let you guys know what I was about to say. We are here with Justin, bro.
How
How's it
you
going?
doing? I'm doing good, man. Just lots of new fighting game stuff. Man, I feel like it's just that tis the season to get back into fighting games, right?
Yes, it is a wonderful season, and I gotta tell you, bro, you got a chance to play all of the seasons when you was at EVO Japan, and we're gonna talk about 2XKO today. Can we talk about how did that game feel, that build feel, from you playing it before and you playing it now?
So the build, right? Like it obviously had a glow up in terms of like aesthetics, UIs. A lot of things visually has been polished, right? Which is always a great thing. In terms of like the actual like gameplay, I felt like the gameplay was still the same in terms of like when we're playing and just hitting the combos, doing the strings is always fun, right? But what I really enjoyed was just playing Illaoi. Illaoi was so fun and so different from the other four champions. And I felt like she was the reason why I like 2XKO a lot more now.
That's really good, man. It's cool to hear like characters that like made you feel like oh man, like because it's characters in the game, I'm willing to like have even more fun. That's how I feel with Yasuo, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah,
Like I have so much fun with her.
it's just like yeah, because I had fun with Ari, but the problem was like all four characters, they were all like offensive characters. Like you don't really zone or like chill or or set or like do a lot of things, right?
Yeah,
Like you have Yasho with like he sets up like the wind thing and does the stabby thing, but like the wind thing doesn't really do anything now. Like it's supposed to nullify projectiles, right? That's what the move's supposed to do. But there's no projectile characters in the game to kind of like make that move stand out even cooler, right? You just do stabby thing or tornado, right? You just enhance your
yeah,
move, right? So
yeah.
it's kind of whatever, at least to me, right? And Alawi kind of like changes a lot because she the way you look at her, she seems like like a big bruiser, like a type of character, kind of like a Hulk, a Hagar, or something from like a Marvel 3, kind of like that type of archetype. But she's actually a big bruiser slash support character. She's an amazing support character for your teammate, right? Your second character, because she puts like these tentacles on the floor, right? And usually the tentacle has follow ups when you have Alawi in, but when you tag in your partner, that tentacles stay there, and you can actually use tentacle as your second character as well. So like if you do a grab and you grab and the grab throws them into the tentacle will restand them, and then you get a combo afterwards. So I think
Mhm.
that's really cool. If you do an air combo and end into a hard knockdown into the tentacle, that restands them as well too. So it just gives like a different stuff for like for you to capitalize off of to use. So it's like you bring a Laui in, set up tentacles around the stage, tag out, and then kind of like do stuff like that, right? Try to like maneuver your opponent into the tentacles so then you can like do extension with combos, even with Alauis that's not on point. So I really like that aspect a lot in terms of like what she brings to the table as a support, compared to just like having just only offensive characters.
So I think that's really cool. Yeah, and I felt that way. Like the characters that we played, they were all like rushed down or like mix up heavy. So like yeah, like some characters' tools just didn't like it didn't shine. So I really like that you pointed that out, and it's cool to hear that like now you have like a support character. I think that's really cool. Like
Yeah, like even like her super, like her down S2, like she just puts up like giant tentacles on the screen and they attack over time. Like you can use that, and like if you like do that super and tag into your other character, those that tentacle super stays on the screen,
that's so sick.
right? And you could use that to like kind of help, help like your offense, help your mix. So that's really good. And you know how like there's the fuses in the game, right? Like the four
Yeah,
fuses right now. Everyone when you talk to any person like that's like plays this game a lot, or at Riot, they'll tell you, yeah, the freestyle one with the double handshake tag, that's the best one, right? That's the best one. And I think it's the best one because of the 4 initial characters, because they're so offensive, right? So like, it's obviously very good with those 4 characters. But I like using the double down one, which is like DHC, kind of like very Marvel's Capcom, right? Where you do super to get out of situations, or a combo extension. I like doing down S2, right? Do set up the tentacle super and DHCing into my second character in, right? So I can have like that plus frames, the meaty, the get out a free jail card, and also keep my offense going from there. So I really like that a lot. It also makes playing in duels that much more fun and easier to manage, because then I could tell my team.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so I could say, for example, like I was playing with Sajam and he was playing Echo, right? And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do down S2. You cancel into your install super, right? DAC into your install super and just go to town. So now you have 2 Echo clones, like a Genai Jin clone thing going on, where you gotta like block 2 echoes while tentacles are smacking you like across the screen. Like, it just makes like degenerate like offense, like in terms of like those setups, so fun, especially in duels, because it's easier for you to like connect with your teammate that way, because of how much support that Illaoi gives you.
Being able to do a super that put tentacles on the screen into an install, like, damn, you got to deal with both of them now.
Like, that character makes this fuse useful, because a lot when all the fuses first came out and these 4 characters came out, like, they said that double down wasn't that great, right? It's not that good, but now it's like, from what I've seen and what I tried and tested out, it seems really good, right? And then another example is like, let's say Darius, right? Darius has like the passive effect where, you know, if he hits you with his like axe, he can make you bleed, right? And then he puts a bleed effect on you, and then you just take more chip damage. So even on block, it just puts the bleed effect on your opponent. So we'll do Darius super, where he just throws the giant axe like that swings, and he'll just put the bleed on you, and I'll cancel into down S2. So now all the tentacles do like double the chip damage.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, it's actually kind of insane in that way. So I just love the fact that like Illaoi just brings so much to the table. You know, when you like look at it from like a team game perspective, because if you just play as a 1v1, then you know, you just treat it as like a 1v1, like KOF style, right? Like 1v1, the next character pops in, stuff like that. But Illaoi really, you do a lot of tagging, because you want to set up the tentacles. You know, you want to go into like just like tag out, do the tag out launcher, right, to set up like more combos with her, because she can do like stuff like that with her tentacle as support. So I like that. Even her assist, like, she has a full screen assist where she just like, it's like a Dawson stand fierce, like, but knocks down. So she could do that full screen, which is great. And she also has the second assist where she can set a tentacle on the floor, so your character, your secondary character can use it. So I hope they go that route where they add more characters to make it feel like more of a team game, you know?
It's funny because I think even when we were playing, you were still like a believer of the double super.
Yeah, I was. That was just my thing. Yeah,
you was the only person that was like a believer. So seeing that now, like, it kind of, like, your stocks kind of went up, bro. I think you invested pretty freaking good.
Yeah. It got kind of buff, right? Like, I obviously think like freestyle will still probably be the more popular one, just because it's like, it doesn't cost anything or whatever. Because I did try to do freestyle with Illaoi, and it works as well too. Because like, if I do, let's say, I will call the assist first, and then I'll do down S2, and then I'll just do the tag out there. Right. So that still works. But it's just, you know,
it's not as fluent, huh?
It's not as fluent. You know, they could kind of mash out the buttons, you know, if they wanted to. The with the double down, it's like guaranteed, because it's like super, right? So
yeah, so you can't press anything.
Yeah, it's much harder to press something or interrupt it. The freestyle tag would technically still work. I would say it's just more of a technical setup.
Yeah. So honestly, after playing the game, like, are you more hyped, less hyped?
I would say I'm more excited because I do like the glow up. Like Illaoi's down her level 2, so beautiful. It's definitely my favorite level 2 in the game, where she sends you into the ocean. You see like that giant like green eye, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They went hard on that.
Yeah, it was really good. So they like the designer Carolyn, she did such a great job with everything. So
Yeah, good. Kudos to them, by the way.
yeah. So I'm just hoping that more characters are going to be like that, like in terms of like bring essence to a team game type of thing, you know?
What are the changes you want for the game? Is there any particular changes that you'd be like, man, like if we can get something like this, I think the game will be in a much more like exciting or like hyped to play. Like, what would be those things?
I really want this change. So you know how like it's a 2v2, right? And
Yeah.
let's say one of your character dies and they have 3 levels, 3 supers. And then your second character comes in, you have 0 supers. I hate the fact that I can't use any of those supers.
Yeah, like you should be able to like it should go, because there's really no comeback factor. I feel like they should just give you the meter, right?
I would love the meter. Like I would love somehow like they transfer the meter somehow. You know, like King of Fighters 15, like if your character dies, you just automatically get 1 stock.
Yeah.
You know, like I just want something where I can just like, you know, or even Smash Brothers. You like if you're playing 2v2, you just press start to take somebody else's stock. Like I just want to have the ability to take that super that's on my team, that's that's technically mine, to give it to another character. You know, that would be nice. You know, I would love that. But maybe they just think it doesn't work. It doesn't work because it's a 2-round game, right, or something like that. But you know, maybe it's something where like we split the bar in half, right? Like instead of 3, if one character's die, you have 3 bars. Then I get 1.5, and then it takes 1.5. You know, something like that, right? It has that Dragon Ball effect, where when one of your character dies, like in a 3v3 game, in this 2v3, you're so behind, right? You're so behind that. Like it's so hard to make a comeback in Dragon Ball, in particular when like you're solo by yourself that against like a full team, you know? Like obviously you've seen comebacks happen before in Sparklings are there. But there's no like there's no X factor in 2XKO, right? You have like the super assist, right? The last stand assist, which is kind of like, you know, like it's so easy to kind of bait. You don't really get hit by that, it seems like, right? That much. Maybe it's the point of it's the combo into it. But even then, it's just so hard to open people up in this game.
Especially solo.
Yeah, especially solo. So like I need something where it's like it doesn't seem like just a losing fight. And I feel like right now most of the time, if it's 2v1, the two characters left versus the one will always win.
Yeah, because they can just space control,
tag, extension combos.
Super
you know, like
loop you.
Yeah. So it's just, I think there's definitely something that they could work on there better.
At least if you die, you just get a stop. You know, something like you get a bar.
Yeah.
Like, because you're gonna need so much to work with anyway, even with the defensive options. Like,
exactly.
You gotta spend a bar to like parry and everything too. So like, at least give them get 1 bar. All right, cool. We can make things work. Because even like solo combos, it's not, a lot of characters don't do a lot of damage solo, right?
Yeah.
I've always had that issue, right? Like, man, like when you're down a guy, like you feel it.
Yeah, you feel it.
you feel like your homie ain't there.
I think the only thing left is depending on the characters, the future characters' playstyles. So like, yeah, like I mentioned, like Illaoi could put a tentacle on the floor, right? And your other character can use that tentacle. So I like that. So like because League has so many of these, like, you know, I think they have over like 200 champions, and there's a lot of support characters that can help in certain situations, that you can use like their items to like make you more buff or like do a few extension of a combo. I want more of that. I don't want the 1v1 gameplays in a team game, you know?
That makes sense. That
Yeah,
makes sense.
so I just want more things that makes
More
it
more role characters.
yeah, I just want more characters that has roles that makes it seem like a team game. You know, like Marvel 3, the synergy is like what makes the game so hype because you can make the craziest wacky teams and for some reason it just works.
Yeah,
Right?
or even like Captain Commando in 2, right? Where he was
Yeah.
like, he's only good for like assists, right?
It just works. So I want 2XKO to have that type of like feeling where like things just work because like these two characters have like something in common, right?
Right.
And
I like that.
yeah, and I think right now like with there's only 5 characters, but Illaoi can just help every character. But if you put like a team of like Yasuo and Echo, they ain't work with each other. You know what I mean? It's just
they
it's
doing
just
the same thing. Yeah,
they're
they
doing the
just
same
fighting.
thing. It's just 1v1 in a 2v2 game.
Yeah.
So I just want more of those characters so then you can make those like specific characters work better and just create some cool ass stuff, right? Like that. So I'm hoping like the fact that they had such good positive feedback with Illaoi, they go this route with like, hey, let's try to make some more characters that can help fit roles with like other champions. I think that would be pretty cool.
And overall, bro, are you excited for the game?
I am. I every time they have a new
I am
build,
too,
it's
man.
good.
I haven't played it in so long, but man, like I've been thinking about it. I was just like, man, I've been hearing everybody like getting really excited for it. I'm like, man, I really want to go over there and hit some buttons.
So when I was at EVO Japan, like they obviously had like multiple games that you could play. You got Hunter x Hunter, you got See the Wolves, 2XKO, and I was just working the event. So anytime I had free time, I went to play all the games. But then at the end of EVO Japan, like as day 3, I probably played 2XKO the most out of all the other the games available to play. So because I just kept having so much fun with Illaoi, and I kept getting ideas. So the more ideas I can get in a fighting game, the more I want to play that fighting game. And she gave me that. She gave me that itch. She gave me that feeling. So I want to play more characters like that. So I think they'll keep bringing more characters like that. So I'm just hoping that they do.
I appreciate you giving us the insight. I'm more excited to try if hopefully they show up in Vegas and we can go ahead and try that out too.
Yeah.
Super excited. But with that being said, man, where can they find you, bro?
They can find me any social media platform. Just type in Jwong with 3 G's. On YouTube, just type in Justin Wong, and yeah, you can find me there pretty easily.
Let us know in the comment section below what heroes and what champions that you guys want to see. Make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe to the Fighting Game Select channel, and we'll be seeing you guys on the next episode. Peace.